different ways we can go. One is the path of knowledge, another path of devotion. From the path of knowledge, you find that only says that you have to go on analyzing yourself. Many of you know now the Vedanta. Swami Vivekananda brought Vedanta here in 1892-93. There's a long period of time we are discussing Vedanta, much better than in India itself. Because Vedanta is not discussed much in India, but here in America and Europe, we always discuss the Vedanta. What is Vedanta? I am divine. And I have to understand that and realize that I am divine. And what is divinity? We have seen that the divinity, the expression of divinity is love. The love is already we are having. Same love, if we can spread in the society, then embracing everyone, that means we are divine. The divinity and general love, almost the same thing. But the only love is within the small limit of our family. A divine love that embraces each and every one. So that is called the divinity. Now, if you are practicing the path of going on in the path of jnana, that is very, very difficult. Why? Every moment you have to think that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the soul, you are the consciousness. It's very difficult. You cannot do any other work. There's a 24 hours concentration on that. And you have to go away from the society to practice it. Because when you are in the society, the influence of the society will come on you. Obviously, you will be influenced by so many different things of the society. Really, really difficult. In the Bhagavad Gita itself, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is mentioned, it's very difficult. It is a path, valid path, and the very highest path. But difficult for the people to follow. Then second, this is devotion. That is the beauty of the Hindus. They give all the time options. If you cannot follow this, then you can go by there. In the Bhagavad Gita also we find, Sri Krishna, he is mentioning, oh, if you cannot think in this way, do this. Actually, this is not also, okay, this, this. Like there's so many paths they have given. There's the beauty. Any path of your choice, you can choose and can proceed. Now, we will see the devotional path. And in the devotional path, path of the jnana is not for us, path of the devotion. When we go for the path of the devotion, mostly we think about the Vishnu. Why Vishnu? Because the same consciousness, all-pervasive consciousness, has been and thought of as a personal God. There's a Vishnu, but the name Vishnu that has been given, Vistareti Vishnu, that which is all-pervasive, everywhere, that is Vishnu. So when we are thinking about Vishnu, we are concentrating on that particular form. At the same time, we know that it is all-pervasive. So this Vishnu, and from the Vishnu again, avatars. What are avatars? Something which was not manifested, get manifested, that's all, avatar. That consciousness, it is there all the time, all through, never change. But not manifested, we can't understand that. Now, when it manifests, we say avatara. Why avatara? The supreme love, supreme compassion, supreme sacrifice, which is unthinkable for us. We always think about ourselves. We always think about how I will get, achieve, have. So naturally, it is very difficult for us. And when we see the love is embracing each and every one, it becomes the avatara. The power of God, the God taking human form. Now, this was discussed by a group of rishis. Who are the rishis? The rishis are those who regularly follow a routine in spiritual path. They are rishis. The one of our Swamiji, usually Ramakrishna Mission Swamis, they don't keep beard, they don't grow beard. And the long hair, no, that is, because we live in the society, we are Puri Sampradaya, of the 10 Sampradayas, Puri, and we are living with the people in the cities, in the towns and the villages. So we don't keep all those things. One of our Swami, he was a very elderly and he was our teacher in our training center. He was having long beard and very heavy figure. He used to go and sit in the afternoon, evening time under a bell tree, and naturally all boys used to come and see, and it looks so nice. And one of the students, our college students, he came and told, Swamiji, you look like Rishi. He said, why like? I am Rishi. He said in Bengali, Rishir moto. He said, moto ki, ami to Rishi, Rishi to. I am the Rishis. What the Rishi? Their focus that I am going to realize the truth. And for that, they will continuously, day after day, months after months, years after years, they will follow the routine. They will get up in the morning, then after bathing, they will come to the shrine, in the temple, they will meditate, they will take the name of God, then they will cook for God, and after that offering, they will eat themselves and read the scriptures, sometimes visiting holy people and holy places. That is called Rishi. Sometimes we think Rishi means some very special people. These are the people, regularly. Those who, without any break, they will go on doing. Why? Because they are convinced there is God. And I can realize God. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said that, truly, I am telling you, there is God. I have seen God. I can show you also. So there is no doubt about it. But the God is an abstract idea. God is so subtle. So obviously you have to prepare yourself. Otherwise, how you will know? As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna Dev said, if you like to become a doctor, you have to have the company of a doctor. How they are checking, how they are understanding. In the olden days, the doctors used to, the pulse, they will be putting the hand like this, they will feel the pulse. Now it is going faster, that means some problem. Unless and until you are in the company of a doctor, you won't be able to understand that. Holding only the wrist, you won't understand anything. So you have to practice that. The same way, you have to go with humble way and to spend days and months to learn the technique. But if you lose the patience, then you won't be able to understand it. Those who are regularly attending the classes, you know, in the Chandogya Upanishad, there's young boy, he came to his guru. They said, please teach me about the Brahman. Okay, I will teach you. You take these 100 cows and take out, and they will be grazing. When they become 10,000, then come back. Look at it. 100 will become 10,000. And then only you come back. He went, and without any doubt, he went over there, and why you are all sitting there? Come here. The ones you will start, and then everybody will sit like that. So sit here. And when you become 10,000, then come back. So what will happen? This boy went, look at his faith. I am going to realize the truth. How? By grazing the cows, cattle. That was his great faith. Whatever work they give, no problem. Sometimes they will ask, go and expound the scripture. And after that, people are clapping. That is one type. And go and cook, go and clean the toilets, go and do this, go and do that. Anything they give. Grazing the cows, maintaining the cows, you can understand, is so difficult. And he went and he stood over there and did months and it passed. And he had to help himself, collecting food in the jungle itself, all alone. And one day when he was meditating, a bull came to him and announced, hey, now we are 10,000, we can go back. And oh, bull cannot speak. Yes, why not? Anyone can. And he heard not only from the bull, he was taught by the fire. The fire was teaching. He lighted the fire and the fire was teaching that you should. We have already read those. So that is the faith, and you can really see the God and you can hear the instructions of the God by that way. This is called the path of devotion. What you need? Complete faith in the words of your Guru and the scripture. It says it must be true, and I am going to achieve it. If not in this life, next life. But I am going to achieve it. So this is the way it goes, and in the path of devotion. Many of you know that after the Mahabharata war, the Krishna decided to leave his body, and he left the body. After hearing that Krishna has left, the Pancha-Pandavas, the 5 brothers, they also decided, if Krishna has left, why we are here? Let us also go away. So they gave the whole responsibility of the kingdom to their only the son that was there, and the Parikshita, and they left. Parikshita was a very good person, but he made a mistake, and he was cursed by a Brahmana. We know that story. When the Parikshit came to know that he is going to die within 7 days, then what he did, he went by the side of the river, that is Ganga, and with a small heart, he started living. Within 7 days, I am going to die. And that was the very first day. The news of the curse spread it all around. And hundreds of the holy people, they all came and started sitting over there. Parikshit's son, Janmejaya, he became the king. So now he is arranging everything for these holy people, because they are coming and sitting. We have to arrange for their food, their water, and all that. So all these things, the huge gathering, and Parikshit was there, confused, what shall I do? Then in the meantime, the greatest, the sannyasi, he also came over there. And the Shukadeva, and he asked, sir, I never could expect that you will be coming, because Shukadeva never came to the society. That was the first time Shuka came to the society. He used to live in a cave. Now, you have come, can you please tell me what should be the duty of a person who is going to die? We know that was discussed in the last Sunday, and he went on telling the whole beautiful story of the Bhagavata. And he said, see, it is easy. Now, I am not the body, I am not the mind, that you cannot do. Rather, think of the beautiful figure of Krishna. And then meditate on him. Pray to him. It will be so easy because you have seen Krishna. You know Krishna, you have heard about him. Remember those beautiful stories in his life, the beautiful form, and then go on praying. Duality. The duality, God is there, I am here, but I belong to God. It is easy for me. After all, hearing all these, so many people that came, another person came over there. He was not a Brahmana, but he had the habit of listening this type of spiritual discourses and remembering them. Very rare type of people, but they were very respected in those society, because there was no reporters who will report. This type of people only. They used to carry the newses. They are called Suta. Suta means those who hear and remember. His father, he was Romaharsha, and his name was Ugrasrava. Romaharsha means he loved to listen to the spiritual talk so much so that whenever he will hear about God, he used to have the horripilation. So that's why his name was Romaharsha. And his son, Ugrasrava, he was so eager to listen. Ugra means eager, very aggressive to listen. Anything they are discussing about spirituality, he will go and listen. He will remember it. And he used to ponder on that, Ugrasrava. Ugrasrava was returning back because after the 7 days, the king passed away, and naturally all people were going back, musing and thinking about the discussion that had. And it was as if a great ceremony was going on death. A person is going to die, but no one talked about the death. They were not afraid of death. No one was sorry. Rather, they were going on discussing about the God and what happens, and after the realization of God, where we will go. Completely different atmosphere, spiritual atmosphere. No fear of death. Why? Love for God. And God is eternal. I am going to merge with the God. I am not going to die. I am going back to my father. I am going back to my mother. There's a great joy. So obviously that is the way it was going on. All after that, everyone was going back to their own places. This Suta Ugrasrava was coming back to his own place. He was not actually a particular place. He used to roam around here and there. He was passing through Naimisharanya. And in the Naimisharanya, rishis were there because the Krishna told them, you better go and practice your spirituality in that particular jungle, the area, because Lord Vishnu loves that particular place on the earth. And he is looking to that constantly without blinking. Nimisha, now, Naimisha Aranya, forest. So he is not blinking even, so much so, he is constantly looking at that. When the Vishnu is looking, that means the influence of the Kali won't come over there. You know the Kali, all bad influences is called Kali. So that won't touch you. So the rishis, they are very concerned about their spiritual life. They all went over there. When we were young, then you know the friends, some of them, many of them, mostly they like to go to the restaurants, hotels, and all this. I never liked it. I don't know why, from my childhood days. I liked many other things, the games, these, that, but not all those. So, how to save myself? So I thought, and I told them, I have a place I have to go, you better go, and then we'll meet tomorrow. Like that I used to avoid evening time, they used to go, and I used to go to a temple. Because temple of Sri Ramakrishna, I like that. Every evening I used to go, and in the evening time, this prayer will be there, Khandana. I used to enjoy that. So that is the past karma. So naturally, you were dragged to going over there. I went, and so many days passed, and then I met one Swami, etc. So this is Ugrasrava. When he was passing through, he was musing and chanting. And to remember those, usually you have to chant, go on chanting, remembering. When we were brahmacharis in Advaita Ashram, they used to ask us to memorize the slokas of the Bhagavad Gita. So then we used to keep writing five slokas in the pocket. Then we are working in the office, packing the books. Advaita Ashram is a sell books and publish books, so that is the job. So we used to go doing that, and sometimes we'll take out the paper, we'll read and then keep, and go on repeating that. So that I can only hear, but I used to remember. But I was doing all those. So that is the natural, the system that they always. So sometimes we'll be in the afternoon doing little exercise, pacing up and down on the rooftop. As a brahmachari, we cannot go out, so on the building itself. So we were pacing up and down and repeating those Katha Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Isha Upanishad, so many. We memorized that way. This Sutta, he was memorizing all the teachings that he received from the Shukadeva. Shukadeva told to that king, but he memorized that. He was passing through, very happy. This rishi stopped him. I said, can you please stay with us a few days? He said, no problem, because somewhere he has to stay. He was not having his own family. So he said, no problem, I can stay with you. They arranged his staying there, and after finishing their own spiritual practices, they came to him and he asked 5 questions. We can say 6 questions actually. And the very first question was this one: how to bring good to every living soul. How to bring good to every living soul. Not to me, not to my family, not to my community. Every living soul. How it is possible? Then he was saying, okay, I can tell you. Why the rishis, they respected him, not that he was the only person. He had his tradition. In the spiritual life, suddenly one person comes and say, hey, I can give you a talk on spirituality. No one will listen to him. Maybe they will listen to him and clap and say, okay, nice talk. But they won't accept him as a guru, as a spiritual teacher. Why? You need a tradition. Without the tradition, you are nowhere. And what is the tradition? This person, this Sutta, he had the tradition. What is the tradition? Badarayana. That means the Veda Vyasa, he taught him. Veda Vyasa was the great teacher. Everyone knew him. From there the tradition is coming. When the Swamis are introduced, usually we say that he is the disciple of so and so. And he is the disciple of so and so. And they belong to this particular lineage. That is the introduction. So he is the student of this university and he is having this certificate, that certificate. It has no value for a monastic life. But the social life, the people, they appreciate those only. And they will be discussing, he was a great professor, now he has left. There's no value. You have to realize the truth. Who is your spiritual teacher? That is the main thing. And I always proudly say, my teacher is the direct disciple of Ma Sharadamani Devi. And Ma Sharadamani Devi's teacher, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So it comes from there. So naturally, that is our lineage. And that is our introduction. Here he said, I learnt it from Veda Vyasa, Vyadarayana. And not only that, the Shukadeva, the great teacher, he has also taught me the same thing. So this Guru Parampara was there. Then he said, well, I will tell you how each and every one can be benefited. How? He says in this way, Sabai pumsham paro dharma yato bhakti adakshaje ahaituki apratihata yaya atma samprasididati. Sabai pumsham, and it says that highest duty of a person in doing that, sabai pumsham paro dharma. Dharma, the righteousness, paro, highest. So whenever the word paro you hear, the paro, that means the highest. Para Brahma, that means the highest form of Brahman. Beyond that, above that, there is nothing. Sabai pumshan paro dharma. Yata bhakti adakshate, by which generate devotion, bhakti, to the Supreme Being. They were said God, Supreme Being. We should have the devotion for the Supreme Being. He should try to do something by which he can generate devotion for the Supreme Being. How? We will come to that in the discussion, but it says one after another. Then it says, Yato bhakti adashyate ahaituki, a devotion which is motiveless. I am devoted to God. Why? I should have these things from God. I have a list. So I go to the temple, and then So that is not devotion. That is business. God, I come to you and then you give me this and that. There's a funny, of course, don't take it seriously, it's just a funny story. Then there's a small kids, the school of the kids. Then the teacher, the lady teacher, she announced, if you can say, who is the greatest God, I will give you $10. And for the kids, $10 is a big amount. Immediately, one raised his hand. He said, of course, Jesus, and no one else. Then the teacher was surprised. Oh, but you are by religion, you are a Jewish, isn't it? He took that $10, folded it, kept it in the pocket. Ma'am, in the heart I know Moses is the greatest, but business is business. So, if I don't say Jesus, he won't give the money. So that's why I told. But business is business. Now, religion has nothing like that. It's not a business. It's a true love. It's true love. That's why it says, adakshaje. Adakshaje means secretly. It should develop love for God. And ahaituki, there is no reason for that. Why I love you? I love you because I love you. I am not expecting anything in return. Oh, look after me, give me this, give me that. Nothing. Think about it. I'm not praying anything but love. Please develop love for you, but in return, I don't want anything. Apratihata. And it won't stop. Every day, every moment, we are going on loving that particular God. Every day, every moment, without stop. Apratihata. Yaya atma samprasidati. By that, you will realize that Paramatma and the devotion which fills the heart of a person with peace after shaking of every emotion related with ego. Ahamkara, I, that will go away. So only love will be there. I do not know whether we will be able to at least intellectually understand this particular stage. Only love is there and nothing else. So obviously, no connection with this body and the body or the personality related things, nothing is there. No ego, no I. So that is called bhakti. So we say bhakti means the crying and then these and the one lady in Cherrapunji used to go to different devotees' house, and then we went to somebody's house and the lady told Swamiji, you know, I see light and it comes from the temple. Our ashrama temple, it is a long, and that light was there. And the special days, at some special puja, we used to put on that light, not every day. Now, this lady was having, in those places, all tin sheds, because so much of rain, you have to have the tin shed building. And in the tin, there was a small hole. And where she used to sit, if we put on the light, you can see. So that small little light used to come, and she used to think the God's showing me the light. And she was very happy. We didn't break that, it's okay. But we understood where from the light is coming. But seeing light is okay, but after that what? Are you a changed person? God, Swamiji, I have seen this, I have seen that. It's okay. But after that what? Are you a changed person, better person? Can you love others? Transformation. Religion is realization. Many they claim we are practicing spirituality, not knowing what is spirituality. Spirituality means complete love, and there is no me and mine. I am maintaining this, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes some people, they ask me, shall I not pray for my son? Of course you should. Where else we'll go? Because we have God only. And we go to the God and pray. Where else we'll go? We also go and pray to God. Whenever there is a problem, I always tell mother, Now to maintain this ashrama, I need money, I need human being, I need this, I need that too. Otherwise, where I will go? So obviously, that is nothing wrong. But at the same time, if you have to reach to the highest, this is the ultimate truth. And it says, Sabai Pumshan Paro Dharma. For a human being, this is the highest religion, Yato Bhakti Adakshaje, by which the devotion generates. And what type of devotion? Ahaituki, without reason. Apratihata, non-stop. Yaya Atma Samprasidati. And that Atman, he will realize. Now the question is, Atman or God, are they separate? Here again, in the Bhagavata we find, no. Badanti tat tattvavid, tattvam yaj jnanam advayam. Tattvavid, those who have realized the truth. Vid means knowledge. Tattva means the truth. What is the truth? There is something which never changes. How you know that? Because of that unchanging, static thing, we can understand all changes. If everything is changing, you cannot understand which is actually happening, what is happening. Something must be permanent, static. Comparing with that, we are observing the changes. My body is changing, I can observe that. My mind is changing, I can observe that. But who is observing? That is Atman. I must be there, someone is there within me, static, unchanged. It's observing all these changes. So that is called Tattvijat Jnanam Advayam. Through the knowledge, it is Advaya, non-dual. A means negative, Dvaya means two. There is no two, it is only one. I and my Father in heaven are one. That is the statement. Jesus, the only begotten Son of God, that is for you. But the Jesus said, I and my Father in heaven are one. The moment there is the duality, there will be collision and then there will be breaking down. No. Jesus, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, I and my mother are one. The mother is not separate. I am worshipping my mother. I am loving my mother, talking about mother, but we are same. So this one, then they said, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdate. The different words have been used, but the truth is one. Sometimes some people they say it is Brahman. Sometimes they say Paramatma. Those who are practicing meditation, yogis, their ultimate goal is Paramatma. If you go to Himalaya, they are practicing meditation. If you say, my God, Sri Ramachandra, Krishna, don't talk about that. Paramatma. This is my Atma, my soul. I am going to reach over there, Paramatma. If you go to a person who is following the path of knowledge, they say Brahman. And the devotees, they say Bhagavan. But that is all same. Why unnecessarily we quarrel, we do not know. This is very clearly, it is mentioned in the Bhagavata itself. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, whom you call Brahman, I call that as Kali. Ma Kali, can you imagine? The people are always confused about God as Kali. And they think that there's all power, and power means some black magic, this, that. Nothing like that. Ma Kali is the love and knowledge, and nothing else. So we have to understand this. Ma Kali is nothing but the knowledge and the power. When we are coming to this, and what he said, that you must have to have ahetuki bhakti. There should not be any hetu. Swami Vivekananda used to come to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, 18 years, 17, 18 years, young man, very good looking, very intelligent. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to like him very much. Anything coming to Sri Ramakrishna, some, that holy people, they bring different things. Sri Ramakrishna also used to receive that type of, and he will be keeping all the best sweets and other things for Narendra. Whenever Narendra will come, he will give to him. And others, they say, you are giving from those things. Why not from that? No, this is for Narendra. The people used to say, why only Narendra? Why not us? Well, that has a... Narendra was a very pure soul. The other could not understand that. This is for Narendra. Now, that person who is to love so much, give attention so much, suddenly, before everyone, he stopped looking at you. What will happen to you? So naturally, you will feel 1 day, 2 days, and he is not looking at him at all. Not only that, the moment the Narendra will enter into the room, Sri Ramakrishna will turn back, showing his back to Narendra. Very clear that I don't like to see your face. But the Narendra will not leave. He will be there. And not 1 or 2 days, for a month or so. Then one day Sri Ramakrishna asked him, hey, I don't talk to you. And very obviously, I don't like you also. Why do you come here? Then he said, sir, I like you, so I come. Whether you like me or not, it doesn't matter. I am not expecting anything. I like you, I love you. Ahoituki, no hetu, no reason. I just love you. Just love you, so I come. So sometimes we love children. Why? Children is not having the ego. The moment, as long as they are not having the ego, they are manifesting the divinity. What is divinity? Just remove the ego, you are divine. The children, they are not having ego. And naturally, all neighborhood, all people, they like them. And anything they will find for the child, hey, this is for you, this is for that. So they like to play with, they like to talk to the child. Child never care. It goes this side, that side. But the elderly people, they always like. Why? Because the purity, we are attracted. We do not love that particular person. We love purity. And purity is God. And what is purity? Egoless. Anything that is free from the ego, and that is called purity. So this is when we develop. How it is possible? First, you have to go to a holy company. Yesterday, I was giving a talk in the Home of Harmony. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, there are 4 steps, the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. First and foremost, you have to have holy company. And when you go to a holy company, you get an instruction. And that you like, oh, this is the right thing, I must do that. So inspiration from the holy company. They never discuss about the society. They never discuss about politics or economy, only about God. The holy people has nothing to do with the society. Society goes on changing. It will be like that. But we are constantly searching for the eternal. So we try to find out that, realize that, and give the other people the information about that. Don't worry about all this goes on changing. Go to the pages of the history, so many things happened in the human society. Another thing will happen, again will be there. You need not to bother about that. You need not, because you cannot do anything. But what we can do, we can give the positive ideas. So that's why I was thinking in a council of religious leaders. I'm one of the members. I was meeting them, and one day I told, see, we, the council of religious leaders, so we are all different religious, we belong to different religion. We come and meet and we discuss, but that's much. Because our thoughts are not percolating. Some of the devotees, those who come to us, they listen, and they are also very ordinary people in the society. Why? No effect in the society. Why? Because we are not reaching to the higher people who are taking the decision. Can you please think a method by which we can reach to them? And then I suggested, we should teach the children the religion. That religion is this: love everyone, be free from ego, and you will get the joy and respect. What do you want? The happiness. What do you want? The respect. You go to any leader, what do they want? The joy and the respect. They will get the respect, highest respect, if they love others, if they think about others. So if we can teach it to our junior from the school level, and they grow up like that, some one of them become the most powerful person in that country. By that way only it is possible. And we have to go on talking to the parents also. You tell your children in this way, teach your students in this way. Each and every teacher should also do that. So what is the best way one can have? This is the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. To him, one teacher used to come. You know, the master. He used to note down all the conversation. But he had a desire to become a monk. Sometimes he will talk to Sri Ramakrishna. Sir, please give me permission so that I will leave. But he was having his mother, his wife, his children. How can he simply leave? So he was the only earning member in the family. What will happen to that family? Sri Ramakrishna was very practical. He said, no. Rather, he said, you are not a teacher. Change that mode and become a missionary. And what is the mission? Mission to make people aware about the highest truth. Every teacher, if they are in their classes, if they say the highest truth is one, and that one are having so many different approaches, different names, but in reality that is all one. And what is that one? How to express that? It is love. It is unselfishness. Other people naturally speak in a different way. A businessman cannot say, oh, I am unselfish, you take away all my things without paying. That businessman cannot say like that. A politician cannot say, you come and rule us, we'll be under you. No, that cannot. So it is not, that practical things should be there. But at the same time, if you know the highest truth, and if you are on the top of the society, then this world will become heaven. Full of joy. Our question was, they were asking, how to bring good to every living soul. And the living soul are different. They have different type of environments, different type of approaches to the truth. So obviously, how to go over there? Hindus, they apply two methods from the path of jnana and path of bhakti. And in the path of bhakti, first and foremost, you must have the faith that there is God. And who is God? There is a confusion. The most of the people, when they are giving the definition of God, they do not know themselves what is God. They will be just saying some words, but no. Those who have realized, listen to them. If you go to Jesus, he will say love, love, love. If you go to Buddha, he will say love, love, love. If you go to any Hindu, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the same thing he will say. So that means you have to go to those people, listen to those people, read those books that has been written or said by the rishis. That has been realized by the souls, and then they teach. The realized souls only teaching that. And that is the way we can understand. So how to bring good understanding this truth from the realized soul. How I will grow? Now comes a very practical question. Two brothers, one is very successful, another is not that way. And the parents by mistake go on telling, look at your brother. He is so successful, but you cannot do anything, you cannot do anything. That generous jealousy. Rather, they should say, I appreciate that you are trying your best. Your brother may be successful in something, but you are also successful in your own way. That is the parental teaching. In the schools, the teachers also should say, oh, you are not good in this particular subject, but you are good in so many other things. You have the leadership capacity, you have this, you have that, you are a very good organizer. That gives the encouragement. And once the self-confidence comes, he can be successful anywhere. Once the self-confidence comes, I can do it. Not ego, self-confidence, he can be. Then ultimately comes the spirituality. And if we go on telling each and every soul that in reality, we are the children of the same God. The God which has been called by different names. I call my mother as Ma, and someone is calling the mother as Mother. Someone is calling as Mummy. Someone is calling many other words there. But same mother. And what is the mother? Love, concern, care, sacrifice, service, all these qualities. You go to any mother, these are the qualities. If these qualities are not there, she is not a mother. Maybe she has given the birth, but the mother means these qualities. So the Mother's Day is coming. Mothers should be reminded that these are the qualities. If you are not having, no gift. So obviously, you have to develop these qualities. The mother's qualities, divine qualities. Mother's qualities are divine qualities. Why? Because the mother is giving all those things to only her child. And the God is giving same thing to everyone. That difference. Same love, same concern, same care. Mother and the God both are giving. God for everyone, mother for only her child. This difference. But mother is divine because of those qualities. And God is divine because of those qualities. So what will bring us happiness, ultimate happiness? We have to imbibe those qualities and apply for each and every one. That is the how to bring good to every living soul. So he heard all this, the Ugra Srava, and he was telling to the rishis. Now, another thing in Indian society, Americans won't understand, that we have the caste system. And the caste, those who are highly intellectuals, they are Brahmanas. And then those who are taking the care for the society, protecting them, Kshatriyas. Looking after the economy, Vaishyas. And serving Shudras. But usually Shudra will never tell you about religion. And no one is going to listen to him. But this person, though he was a Shudra, or the lower caste, but he developed that quality. He heard, memorized, remembered, and then communicated to others, verbatim, as it is. Not only that, he realized himself. And the rishis, those who were Brahmanas, they worshipped him. This is Hinduism. Some people, by mistake, they say, I am by birth Brahmana. This is a wrong thing. You have to generate this quality, then only you are a Brahmana. And the moment you are a Brahmana, you are a knowledgeable person, you have the knowledge of God, you have the knowledge of Brahman, whole society will come at your feet. And whether you are a low-born or a higher-born, it doesn't matter at all. That was the tradition. So these rishis, they worshipped him, and he sat over there and gave them all the instructions. And in that instructions, we hear that we have to develop ahaituki bhakti. Thank you, friends. If you have any questions, we can discuss about that.
There are no online questions. Anybody in the room? Is there any questions?
Any questions from here? Please come. So you know that he published some of the books, right?
He's a very learned man.
JD, please tell your name and introduce, and you can say about your books also.
Oh, sure. Good morning, Guruji. My name is R.J. Butler. I'm a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna and an author on books, mostly focusing on Jnana Yoga. And my most recent was on Aparokshanabhuti, so that's my focus. And I'm excited about the Sanskrit class, which is today. So make sure you stay and check that out. My question is, my focus is Jnana, right? And as you were saying earlier, it's quite hard to study the path of Jnana and stay in society. But perhaps you could talk a little bit about the Shat Sampati, right? The refinements that you can do while you're still in society.
Now, please repeat that question.
Oh, sure. I had said that it can be very difficult. Yes? No problem.
Yes.
Good? Okay. I said that with jnana, it can be very difficult to live in society, but there are the preparatory steps to help us refine ourselves. And perhaps you could speak a little bit more about the Shat Sampati, the different steps, the Sama, Dhamma, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, etc., on how to pursue the path of jnana while still living in society.
In the society, correct. Very good. Now, anyone can live in the society, and of course, and practicing jnana, that is possible, but it's a very hard path. Because if you are true to your practice, sincere to your practice, what you are practicing, I am not the body, I am not the mind, and I don't have anything, any relation with this world. But at the same time, I am maintaining a family, I am earning, then it doesn't go together. So obviously, you have to practice those things which goes with your own lifestyle. If you like to practice jnana, of course you can, but you have to leave your hearth and home. Because constantly if you are thinking, I knew one Swami in the Belur Math practicing jnana. In the Belur Math actually the Swamis, they are combined, 4 yogas. But sometimes someone will stress on jnana, sometimes on bhakti, sometimes on karma, giving the stress according to their choices. The Jnana Margi Swami quietly sitting days together. I have seen him. He will come and he'll sit by the side of the Ganga, looking at that water, not talking, not anything. So difficult. So many things are going on, but he is going on. But if you go and talk to him, Swamiji, how are you? He will say, hey, how are you? What is happening in your place? All that is there, but at the same time, completely withdrawn. So the path of jnana is constant discrimination, and in that discrimination, this is complete that I am not the body and the mind. Swami Vivekananda was a jnani. Now, how could he live in this world? Of course, he was a sannyasi, not a householder. And he lived and he asked us to work for everyone. That after reaching the jnana, if you become big jnani, what is big jnani? There, he sees that same consciousness in every being, every living being. There is no difference. There is no separate, sacred or secular. Swami Vivekananda, about him, Sister Nivedita wrote, in him there is no separation, nothing sacred or secular. Everything is sacred, everything pavitra. So that's why when we are going to serve a human being and the ailing man, that is also, and when I am meditating, there is the same thing. But as a householder, this is difficult because you have your responsibility and you must practice that too. Because you cannot simply tell, oh, now from today I am practicing Jnana Yoga and you people go away, wife and children. No. Because that is also swadharma. This is the difficulty. In the Bhagavad Gita also mentioned that. Anyone can practice jnana, but if you are understanding the path, no problem. Practicing that, then you have to give up all the ties with the society. Thank you. Acha. Acha, हाँ.
It is said that
इधर आ जाइए.
it is said that jnana and bhakti has to be together because both are important in achieving the goal.
Jnana and bhakti together. Of course, you can do that. And what is jnana? There is only one consciousness, that is jnana. And that consciousness lives in every being. You know that the other day, a group of students came because in the schools, they like to know about different religions, and their project was on Hinduism. The class 10 or 12 students, I think 12. So they came that Hinduism. I told him, one line, Hinduism, what is Hinduism? It has no creator. It is based on a science. And what is that science taught us, ultimate result of that research? Each soul is divine. That is Hinduism. Each soul is divine. And what is the divinity? To express the divinity, we can use the word love. Each soul, each and every being is having this quality, love. Even the ants are also having the love for their family. So similarly, that love, when expressed in an extreme way, that is called the devotion and also jnana. I am divine, that is jnana. Manifesting the divinity, that is two different paths. If you path of jnana, you have to leave everything. Path of devotion, you can keep everything. But understanding that God is the only being, and I have to realize God. That is the way.
That is both together.
Good together. Thank you, friends. It was wonderful. Though the weather is not good, but still you all came. And let us say Shanti 3 times, and we conclude.
We have a question.
Another question? Okay.
Yes.
Please.
We have a question.
তুমি কোনো বসে পড়ো sit there.
The question I have is about the ahoituka bhakti or unconditional love. So what I'm trying to ask is, in theory it's good to say like unconditional love, but a lot of times like when like your enemy, when you go to the enemy territory or even you're talking to your enemy, yes, you might love them, but they might hurt you. So how do you control that, and how do you spread that
Explain
love?
that. That's true. So the practical application is a very practical question. So we are learning to love. The expression of love is divinity, of course. But in a practical way, we have to learn. Now, there's a story in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna that a brahmachari, he was passing through a field and there was a snake. The snake all the time used to come and always. Then the other people, those who were there, they told, sir, you should not pass through this. There is a poisonous snake. Brahmachari told, I know a mantra, snake cannot harm me. So the snake came and said, hey, why you are doing like this? You should develop, generate love. So he taught the snake the love. And after 1 year, when he was coming back, he saw no trace of the snake. So he came and inquired, where is that snake? It was living over. Oh no, perhaps he is dead. He was not eating, so we threw him away. Now he knew that he cannot die because I have given the mantra, he has to complete that. So he went and called, the snake slowly came out, and he has practiced that love. He forgot some people bitten him. Then he said, oh, I do not know what has happened. Oh, yes, those people, they do not know that I have developed generate love. and now they have bitten me. So I cannot move nowadays. What was the teaching of the brahmachari? Swami Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. Then the Guru said, hey, I asked you not to bite anyone or kill anyone, but I never asked you not to hiss. So when you approach to your enemy a place, you have to show that I can also fight back. If you like to harm me, I can also do that, but not doing actually. So that means you have to be practical, and in different situation, in different way, you have to be practical. When there is a bomb falling, oh, that is nothing, I am not the body, I am not the mind. You have to take shelter, you have to run and go to the shelter. And then after reaching the shelter, you can say, I am not the body. But you should be practical. Otherwise what? One should be very practical. At the same, this truth is this. The truth is, there is love, but they do not know. There is a funny story again. One boy was running and the barking dog was chasing. His friend from the other side of the road said, hey, don't you know barking dog doesn't bite? I know. Does the dog knows? So I don't like to take any chance. So he was running. Like that only. No, you have to be practical. Ahetuki bhakti, hetu, there is no reason why I love you. Like the children we love, there is no reason actually. Just we love. We are not expecting anything in return from that baby. Hey, I gave you the lollipop, you must say thank you. It is not necessary. I just love and I give. So that is the way we should love God also. Thank you. The wonderful questions, and you have listened very carefully. So let us say Shanti now. Okay, 3 times. Please repeat after me. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.